welcome. This is now showing the go-to show for conversations about movies and the frank chats with movie actors. We love cinema and so do you. This week is another one, Raising the Bar. I'm Atika Farooqui. Let's start to see the sunshine at the box office and hear what the film industry has to say this week. Let's begin with the headlines. Chup is a thriller that pays a wonderful tribute to Guru Dutt and also keeps you at that edge of the seat. Ranbir Kapoor, Alia Bhatt and Ayan Mukherji talk to us exclusively after the success of their 400 crore film Brahmastra. Madhur Bhandarkar and Tamannaah come together to explore the lives of female bouncers on screen. Why? They spill the beans. Let's talk about this week's release, Chup. A man who is killing critics who wrongly judge a film. Why is he doing that? Well, this is a spoiler-free review. Well, I came out of the movie hall with multiple feelings and understanding of the genre or theme of the film. It's a mixed bag. One was a study of human mind that cannot take failures anymore. The other was a revisitation of a maestro called Guru Dutt's works, who the director here uses as a tool in taking his story forward. And the third was a thrilling story that has, I guess, never been thought of before. The critics being critiqued. It's so layered and intricate that one sub-story moves into another plot with ease, almost like experience of reading Stephen King, Agatha Christie or Wilkie Collins' suspense novels. From thrill to kill to love to pathos. Director R. Balki, who has made Key and Ka, Padman, Cheeni Cum, is definitely a conversation starter and a director for those who think Hindi cinema does not think out of the box. Top Cop, played by Sunny Deol, says, "Film critic ko kaun marta hai yaar?" A wall in a critic's house says, "Woody Allen is innocent." The t-t-t-t used by S.D. Burman in that song, "Jaane kya tune kahi t-t-t," is that trigger sound of all the twists in the movie, constantly reminding us of Pyasa. The phool made by the florist in paper remind you of Kaghaz ke phool. The design on the plastic that the murderer uses is very specific to the cinema world. The workings of film journalists is quite authentically shown. The walls in Bandra, all painted with actors' faces and memorable film stills, is nostalgic. The whole storyboard is made keeping the language of cinema in mind, which creates strong atmospherics, sucking the viewer right in. All the actors are impressive. Dulquer Salmaan is a fresh welcome to Hindi cinema with understated performances and a fresh approach to this craft. Sunny Deol is that Sunny Deol, yet a bonus from his earlier image. He does have that yelling "you" for all the Sunny Deol fans, so don't be disappointed. So he keeps his Deolism right here. Shreya Dhanvantari is effortless like she was in Scam. I was floored by the way journalist Neela Menon's mother's character was written, played by Saranya Ponvanan. She's a single mother, blind, a heroine in her own mind, waiting for the right man and loves tulips. In a scene where she is called Auntie, she says, "Auntie, is he blind?" Such scenes are amply visible in R. Balki's modern cinema. Remember Cheeni Cum? Apart from the writing by R. Balki, Raja Sen and Rishi Virmani, the cinematographer Vishal Sinha tries to use the same visual techniques of Guru Dutt, who was lauded for his artistry, close-up shots, lighting and depictions of melancholia. It was like living the 1950s and 2020 both at the same time. Chup also talks about the state where a passionate artist who may have had certain experiences that may have adversely affected his ability to absorb pain, failure and rejection. I feared that the film should not justify his discourteous response to criticism, but it doesn't. The first half is so scintillating that the second may fall short of your expectations. Apart from that, I have no qualms with the movie. I suggest you do watch Chup. It's different. और मैं तो स्टार्स पहले भी नहीं देती थी. Moving on, like Mughal-e-Azam or Pakiza, Brahmastra took almost 10 years to be made. An exhaustive story arch, astounding special effects, an elaborate ensemble cast, and an ever-shining couple, Ranbir and Alia. Made on a budget of roughly 400 crores, it has been deemed a super hit film. just what the film industry had needed for so long. I meet up with Alia Bhatt, Ranbir Kapoor and director Ayan Mukherji to converse on the theme, challenges and finally the outcome. Also, how Alia as a brilliant actor will now plan her next few years. Now when you look back, you know, it was such a secret, the whole process of this movie being made, that we know nothing about it as yet, right? So now you take us through all the roadblocks and the pareshaniya that you had to deal with in making this film.
See, Brahmastra was a very new, unique and in some way original film.
Right.
You know, there are a lot of inspirations in the film, even from certain, like maybe from Harry Potter, somebody's finding something. Like exactly this combination of film has not happened. When you're trying to do something like that, even the process has to be new to create something new.
Yes.
So, when you're trying to do something new, every process is very, very challenging. Visual effects, every aspect of it, you know, the sound for the film, how to kind of bring this story together. So it's too much, it's too exhaustive to talk about. But मैं आपको एक चीज कहना चाहूँगा. You know, some of the themes that we touched upon in this film, the way they draw from Indian culture and Hinduism, to be honest, I didn't approach it in a very scholarly way. I approached it in a very emotional, childlike way. जो मेरी natural समझ थी, I just went with it. And I feel good about it because emotion is sometimes the best way to approach stuff because emotion is what connects people. But as we move on to part 2 and part 3 and deeper into the Astraverse, I feel now that, you know, making this film, we've sort of really got the steering wheel of this car under control. हम बहुत सीख रहे थे while making this film, and I feel that energy now, especially कि लोगों को पहली film इतनी पसंद आई है, that we can achieve a lot more juicy storytelling, better technology, deeper themes of Hinduism and Indian culture as we move forward in the Brahmastra trilogy and in the Astraverse.
Ranbir, I must say it is one in a million rules written for any actor. Be it the music and how the music takes the story forward. One of the nicest songs were Om Deva Deva. From a normal DJ boy living in a chawl to this beautiful figure that you become, playing with fire. That song, you have to watch that sequence where he starts to make fireballs and start to throw it here and there. It was so beautifully choreographed.
Apart from all the other intellectual things that I can tell you that we've done for this character, and the prep that we've done for this character, Ayan always had this one thing that he told me, that he is a puppy from the inside and a wolf from the outside. And I thought that that was a very, there was a very nice new dynamic for a character to be played. Yes, it's often that you always expect from a genre like this that it has to be a bit more larger than life, a bit more heroic. But I saw, again, a childlike newness to the way he saw this character, and I've been just very grateful to be part of it.
And you know, I agree with Alia Bhatt. Alia, in a press conference, said that Ranbir can never be bad in a movie. Ranbir can never be average.
But she's not seen a couple of my bad films, so that's why she says it.
I see you as the hero of every film that you have done in the past. In Gully Boy, I couldn't take my eyes off you. In Gangubai, of course you were the hero and I couldn't take my eyes off you. But in Brahmastra, I saw a change. I saw that you are happily taking a bit of a backseat because the man that you were with is your true love. Now I ask this to Javed Akhtar and Shabana Azmi, that when two accomplished people come in the institution of marriage, what is the arrangement that they have to make so that they both maintain their individuality? Have you had this conversation?
So two very different things, marriage and work. Let's be very clear about films in general. Actors are just voices. वो बस जरिया है. They're just facing the camera to take the story ahead. So whether in a film like Gully Boy or a film like Brahmastra or a film maybe like whatever, any other film, one is playing a part of the story. It's about a seat that every actor is adding to that particular thread of the story and how is the story being affected. You take Isha out of the storyline. Are you able to imagine the story going forward of the film? So that's for me the most important seat. Whether it's the back or the front. Even in a film like RRR, I have one scene. You're working under the maestro, Rajamouli sir. But how important is that scene? Because if it wasn't for her, Bhim would never know that his friend actually did not want to betray him.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the hero, heroine, lead, front, up, down. It's the importance each character has in the storyline. And I'm speaking about Brahmastra only because Brahmastra is one of those films which is not written as one film. It's written as 3 films. So, picture abhi baki hai, तो वो आगे देखते हैं. Coming to your second question about the marriage and about, I think one of the most beautiful things about my relationship with Ranbir and my marriage with Ranbir is that we are two very different people. And we're very happy as ourselves completely. He's content as Ranbir himself. I'm content as Alia myself. We're just happier together or better together. But the individuality in any relationship to be maintained is very important for a successful relationship, is what I've understood and is what I feel, and which is why we are together, and going through the walk of life we've chosen कि हाँ हम लोग साथ में चलेंगे, because we let each other be, and that's I think one of the most beautiful parts of our relationship.
Ayan, you are though related to very illustrious people from the industry, Joy Mukherji, Dev Mukherji, Ashok Kumar, Kishore Kumar, but your
he's
first
related
film,
to Kajol also.
Kajol, Rani,
He's related
of
to everyone
course,
actually.
everyone actually. But your first film, Wake Up Sid, and then of course, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. Such a project could have been thought that Dr. Chandraprakash Dwivedi could have made. My Hindu mythology, or just, or somebody like a 50-year-old, just jo kitabon mein basa hua ho, library mein basa hua ho. Have you ever come across that roadblock where people thought that, how can Ayan make that film, or a film like this?
Wow.
A Bandra boy or a Sobo boy?
It's a difficult question to answer without giving myself some amount of importance. I thought of such a grand project, and I feel very uncomfortable doing that. So I don't know how to answer it very honestly.
It's not my question,
Yeah.
it's just a general...
Because it was a very ambitious project
Yeah.
to have taken on.
Yeah.
And a small part of me does feel like it was a very big project to carry, and to bring it together, I do consider quite a big achievement.
Yeah.
And what I tell myself, because I think it's really important as a filmmaker to stay grounded, to do good work, is that I got really lucky that the idea for this project came to me, and some force in the universe has channeled this project to me. I was the chosen one to deliver this film. I was the Shiva behind the scenes who had to deliver this project. I consider myself very fortunate that whatever inspirations I had came together, because I'm very proud of what we have attempted with Brahmastra. And to some small extent, even when I made my first film, Wake Up Sid, I was very young. In fact, I remember even my own mum, my mum is, Punjabi mom, so she's quite thinks her son does everything right. But I remember even she was a bit doubtful. She's like, I was 24 years old then. She's like, तुम 24 साल की उम्र में film कैसे बना लोगे? थोड़ी और
mature love story.
So, but you do your best. You follow your heart. You work hard. And that's all you do. And then you leave it for other people to kind of, look at you and say, okay, you did well, or you didn't do well. From your own life perspective, you just keep working hard.
And what are the second and the third installments called? Shiva after that?
Second part is called Dev.
Dev.
Third part is a
3 is
secret. You can only find out when you finish part 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
India's Agni man.
So it feels
That's great.
it feels great, and I'm just looking forward to this journey. I'm looking forward to this journey even more now, because when you see some encouragement, when you see so much of love, you feel inspired, and we have to put in even more work, and we have to thank our stars, thank our gods, and put our work, put our head down and just focus on the work.
And finally, Alia, pregnancy is an act of nature.
Yeah.
It is followed by certain things like gaining weight, postpartum feelings, and newborn care. You are one of the most precious actors that we have, because you belong to us as well.
Yeah.
We want to know what are the preparations that you have made for the next 2 years, so that your professional life is also not affected wrongly, and you also take good care of the newborn.
Well, I think it's any change will sort of bring about an added sense of responsibility or an added sense of tasks or management or challenge and all. But these are all happy challenges. These are all happy responsibilities. Pregnancy doesn't make you gain weight, you gain a baby.
Yeah.
Because it's not weight that you're gaining because you're eating chips.
Yeah.
It's weight that you're putting on so that because you're putting on a baby.
Yeah.
And it's all healthy. It's all meant for
the
the welfare of the baby. So that's very important. So the women in the country also should feel that.
Yeah.
Secondly, time management and multitasking is something I feel that women naturally take to very easily.
Yeah.
Especially me, I feel like that's something that I take great interest and engagement in. For me, if you give me a multitasking challenge to do 7 things at one time, I will do it and prove to myself that I can do it. And I do it with great joy and excitement. How, what, when, that time will tell. But let's just kind of say that once you do things that come from the heart, it just sort of happens and it just paves its way out. So whether if I want to take some time off, I'll do if it comes from the heart. If I want to manage at the same time, I'll do if it comes from the heart without overthinking, because at the end of the day, this is my life. Now whether I have one more life, I don't know, but this is my one life. So I want to live it to the fullest.
That's true. But is Soni ji moving in? Your mom-in-law is already there.
I have my Agni Astra. He's enough for
No, I
me.
must also add this, that besides being her husband, I mean, the fact that I'm a husband, it is also my responsibility for India, for her fans, and for all her well-wishers, that she comes back on screen as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm taking great pride and great joy and looking forward to really sharing this responsibility of bringing up a baby together. And Alia will be back at the movies before you know it.
Before you can say Brahmastra.
Brahmastra. Great. I'm looking forward to the second and the third in trilogy.
Thank you.
And all of you have done a great job. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nargis Dutt and Sunil Dutt, Amitabh Bachchan, Jaya Bachchan, Ranveer Singh, Deepika Padukone. It's great to see 2 performers getting together, whether actors or directors like R. Balki and Gauri Shinde. Neighbors envy, couples pride. तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो और हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं. We're heading for a short break here. After the break, it's the husky-voiced Tamannaah and 4 times National Award-winning filmmaker Madhur Bhandarkar on this film on a lady bouncer called Babli Bouncer. Welcome back. Page 3, Chandni Bar, fashion heroine. A director who rose from working in a video library and self-educating himself in movie making to being a director who's known for his nuanced take on relationships and a woman's psyche on screen. Madhur Bhandarkar has come a long way. While Tamannaah works in Telugu, Tamil and Hindi films and has appeared in over 65 films, and she's all of 32. We talk about Babli. ये बाउंसर आखिर क्या बला है? I was wondering when I saw the trailer that why is it that your conviction in female-led films has still not changed, though the world of entertainment has really changed, especially after OTT.
See, basically, you know what, Atika, I'm a storyteller. I always look from the perspective of a story. Some of my very good films like Aan Man at Work with Akshay Kumar, Sunil Shetty and Irfan Khan and Parish Rawal was there. So I think it all depends on the subject. It's not that it's a deliberate attempt to make here. Obviously the ratio is more here of female-centric cinema.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have told me how you get into the psyche of women so well. I don't know. I think it's very inborn. Like I feel this is the situation, this is the character will react to it. It depends on the subject. Like Babli Bouncer could have been a very strong, hard-hitting real film also. But I wanted to make real, but at the same time make it in a very humorous way.
Yeah.
The kind of character Babli plays, Tamannaah plays is she's naughty, she's a prankster, she's fisty, she's fragile in times, you know. So these all elements are there.
You've done like more than 60 films. And she's worked in Telugu and Tamil and Hindi film industry, and now you're foraying into Malayalam films, right? Yes. When I see you, I always see you as this beautiful, sultry lady who's one of the most beautiful things to look at while I'm watching a film. But here you're just the opposite. Of course, working with Madhur is kind of a shortcut to National Award ceremony. But other than that, what are the reasons why you chose this film?
I think I've evolved as a person while I've been part of these various films that I've done. While I worked in the South, I think I got success really early on in my career, and that primarily came through commercial cinema.
Yeah.
When Madhur sir came with the script to me, it was a no-brainer. I'm glad it came at this phase of my career because I'm actually ready and equipped to handle a character like this. Although I feel like this character has a lot of facets which are innately me. Like I have been a tomboy when I was growing up in school. And then of course I became, you know, an actor. So I had, you know, there's a natural progression towards kind of tapping more into your, you know, your feminine self.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that Madhur sir came to me with this film, and he hasn't seen much of my work actually, and I was very happy about that because it's few times in my career where I've been casted for the kind of, you know, for the kind of person I am. It's not necessary every actor knows all, you know. Sometimes it's filmmakers who actually introduce you to a side of yourself, and I think I was lucky enough to then work with Raj sir, and today when I'm working with Madhur sir, and although he's done dramatic films before, which are female-led, but I feel like this time, I feel like he's channeled something that's so personal to him and that's so true to himself. So I really hope it kind of reaches out to the child in everyone in the audience.
That's true, that's true. But you know, Madhur, your female characters mostly have an arch. They begin as an innocent person, they go through a lot of turmoils in life, and the end is generally a little gloomy.
Gloomy, dark.
But this is so not you, if I can say that, genre-wise. So this could have taken two turns. One was कि एक लड़की जो गांव में परेशान थी patriarchy से, she finally breaks out and lands into some kind of a thing, and something like what we see on OTT, there's a little dark. And the other is like all out comedy. You chose to marry the two genres.
Yeah.
Why so?
Because I'm a very humorous person. If you see my serious cinema also, wo Chandni Bar or Page 3 or Heroine of Fashion, there is a humor aspect always there in the film. जिसको मेरे हर एक्टर बोलते हैं वो मधुरिज्म है, मधुर का पंच है, वो तड़का.
मधुरिज्म है,
हाँ,
अच्छा
मधुरिज्म,
है.
या. This तब्बू जी ने हमें को इनवाइट किया था ये मधुरिज्म. तो कि मधुर का जो तड़का है बीच में आता रहता है, humor डालते रहता है पिक्चर में. Somewhere in the public's heart, like people, they come and talk to me whenever I go to कोई लॉन्च में मिलता हो या कोई हॉस्पिटल जाता हो तो सर आप किसकी बैंड बजा रहे हो. तो एक ऐसी इमेज हो गई है. तो अक्सर अभी पूछते हैं सर अभी बबली बाउंसर वर्ल्ड. सो आई थिंक पीपल का एक ऐसा परसेप्शन बना है कि मधुर जो दिखाएगा तो सच्चाई दिखाएगा.
So are you showing something about this world of security and
no, not security much. I didn't go into the technicality of the security world. For me, I feel I wanted to tell a story of this girl, Babli story. That is the story of her, about her personal life, her journey, keeping the backdrop of the bouncer world
so
in a
it's
pub.
mostly the girl and not too much about the profession.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a wrap here. Next week we have Mrunal Thakur, straight out of success of Sita Ramam and director of super hit Salmaan Khan starrers Ali Abbas Zafar with us from France on his film Jogi. I say goodbye here. Dalai Lama said, the purpose of our lives is to be happy. So spread cheers and watch only good movies. Let's raise the bar. I'm Atika, signing off. Ciao.